Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Continental here tonight, a little more toned down. It's not our birthday night anymore. We ain't screaming with sombreros. We do still have the sombrero, but we got the Valoc Speed Shop, of course, big supporter of the Chaz for years now. Valoc Speed Shop, Palm Beach, Florida. Definitely want to thank him for that. Well, this hat was $5 at Five Below, and I put his damn sticker on it. It's looked amazing. It looks awesome. And this little medal that I put on the back, everybody always asks me, what is that medal on the hat? And this medal is actually from Google. Since I rank, I think, a level 8 Google Traveler, there's 10 levels to it. We are level 8 with like 30 million views on Google. I do that as I've traveled across the country and went to, obviously just went to Australia too. I think it's at 38 million now. But we are here for the Dirt Cup. It's about to go green. Zeb Wise, Justin Sanders on the front row. Corey Day is starting third. Tanner Holmes, Jason Sowald, Cole Macedo. That's your top 3 rows. We are green flag here, I believe, in the 62nd annual or 63rd. I think it's 63rd, something like that. We are green, so we have $40 on Corey Day versus the damn field, guys. I don't know who convinced me to do this. I believe it was Mark Besaw. Mark Besaw, how you doing there? Chef's Adventures. Howdy, Chaz from Perth. Oh, we have a red flag already on the racetrack. I know it's a little bit late here in the Central Time. This is the latest this has went, I believe, all week. The Dirt Cup. It hasn't gone this late, I believe, all week long. I remember it being 10:30, 11 when the A-Main's been over. So running a little bit late tonight. I guess we can run around and check out some other stuff that's happened. Obviously, if you didn't check out the late model racing at Lernerville, Firecracker 100, it was probably one of the, man, every time, and I've been watching a lot of sprint car racing, but when you tune in and you check out these, late model races, you just tune in for just one race. The race is just, the racing, let me say that, the racing in the late model stuff is just, it's so damn awesome, guys. It just is. It is amazing to see how badass these late model guys race. They go after it. They slam. They bang. They cross it up left and right. We may have to screen mirror if Flow Racing loves to send us back like 10, 15 years, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not caveman. At least that's the situation. But Ricky Thornton Jr. did end up winning the Firecracker 100. The 7BC won the Maverick race at Hobstadt. Great racing at Hobstadt. Wing Sprint Car Racing coming back to Indiana, I think is great. I think y'all have a lot of action-packed quarter miles across the country. They just don't get utilized as much as the other tracks do, California in particular, as far as quarter-mile winged sprint car racing. And I know non-wing racing is great, guys. I agree. Non-wing racing, especially in Indiana, it's awesome. Y'all race it. I went to Circle City for the USAC during Indy 500 week. It was awesome. It was great. The action was like, wow, this is racing. But quarter-mile wing sprint car racing, and I think the thing that makes wing racing sometimes boring, especially on the bigger tracks or spread out or not as action-packed, is that top wing. But quarter-mile winged sprint car racing, that wing basically, I would say, just makes it to where you're a jet in a gymnasium. You have the speed, and you have the close action racing, and I think that's because the wing is not playing as much of a fact, especially when it comes to dirty air. On a big half-mile, wind and downforce with the wing is a huge thing. I'm not saying wind doesn't play a factor on a quarter mile, but when you're running a slower speed, obviously you're less dependent on that top wing, but I do think that it still helps and provides quicker, faster, higher speed racing action on quarter-mile tracks without causing that more so spread out, you can't race or get close to anybody style of racing we see on the bigger tracks. with wing cars. So I think that it's great. Indiana utilizing wing sprint car racing. Of course, IRA came down there and helped y'all out as well as far as car count. I'm not saying helped y'all out like you needed it. But I do think that there is potential for some big co-sponsored, co-sanctioned events in Indiana, especially when you have a week that we had where Huset's had the issues that they had. The bad forecast obviously had to push a few drivers away from making the trip to Huset's. I mean, that's just, I'm sure there was some fans who swayed away. I did want to give an update on this situation. I know we had our caller in here and we had our jokes, but this situation at Huset's is definitely not a laughing matter. The flooding waters that we saw here were barely cresting the pit road that is behind this gap in this picture. This is an overhead shot taken by Living Like Outlaws, or used by Living Like Outlaws. Looks like he said he got the picture from the Huset's fan page. But at this point, ladies and gentlemen, obviously people are out safe. Those who had their campers damaged and stuff, obviously there's insurance to take care of that. Luckily, everybody is okay. There's no issues as far as actual physical harm to anyone involved here, from my understanding. But this is not good for this facility. And like I said, I have my issues one way or another, but this is one of the best racing facilities in the country. And for it to suffer this type of fate on one of their biggest weekends is definitely not a good thing. I don't think, for sprint car racing, period. No matter what the situation I may have or everything to the side, an event like this, a track like this, doing what it's doing and planned or tried to do, getting this type of result from it is just not good. This is horrible. I mean, to the point, there was some other... I also want to give a big shout out to Cody Trammell. I saw this. Of course, we were at Paragon a few weeks ago. We have video from the night of his wreck. We haven't made that video due to a lot of reasons. Some people know, some people don't. But Cody Trammell back into a race car tonight at Paragon. I know we updated and talked about that and posted on our socials. And he ended up getting second in the Johnson Memorial at Paragon. So shout out to Cody Trammell for making it back out onto the track in the 75 car. But this is the image I wanted to talk about. I originally saw this posted by Greg Gunderson, of course, from GRI, the racing products for the Brandon, South Dakota area. Or I believe it's actually Harrisburg. Not Harrisburg, PA, like all y'all think. The capital where all the racing happens in PA, Central PA. But I believe the GRI is located in Harrisburg, South Dakota, which is where we went and filmed with him, got to meet him. It was interesting, our interaction with Greg. But there is a sprint car, apparently, tail tank in the air here at Huset's, floating in the water. Kind of insane to see this on the scene. Obviously, everybody was asking whose this was in the picture. I don't know if anyone claimed this vehicle or not. But obviously, that kind of gives you an idea of the depth of the water there in the center, because it looks like the car is sticking straight up, nose tail tank up, nose down, potentially floating because of air in the tire and potentially air gaps in the tank. So what's that? 88 inches, an 88-inch chassis. We'll say this is, 30 inches from the end of the car. Well, actually the end of the rail, probably 25. So you're talking about, 60 inches, so 5 feet of water there in the center that this car is, poking out of. Of course, bunch of happy birthdays today. But it does seem like the most popular happy birthday, so far that is getting all this like recently is Rico Abreu came on and said happy birthday to the Chaz finally. Thank you, Rico. You're a day late, you asshole. But, I mean, I'm just saying, usually the short people are at the front of the line, Rico. What the hell you doing at the back? Come on now. What the hell is this all about? I'm just saying, Rico. But everybody comes piling in, trying to jump on the Rico simping train. Here comes Kelly Reed and her Larsonitis. Oh, it's ridiculous. Doug Broderick literally came on here and said, someone tell Rico he got hacked. That's what somebody said. This is how much people hate me sometimes. But anyways, Rico Abreu did say the happy birthday. Greg Gunderson. I want to see if we can find these pictures by Greg Gunderson because there was some other angles from the track. There's a pink dolphin for those who didn't see it. And once again, this was very close. This was time trials, Group 2 at Hobstadt with the Maverick Series. This was your top two, a 325, 334, 336, and 337. I forgot the guy's name, but the IRA points leader was the number one qualifier, and I believe they said he was 0.2 faster than Mesereau here, so that would have been a 323, 12.323. So qualifying was close. Things were very near in the Maverick situation. But yeah, back to this. This is just, once again, horrible for, a facility that, has done a lot, put a lot into the sport, tried to put on bigger events, tried to pay. We had our reel and our TikTok that went crazy about the payouts. And in that video, not the reel, but the video about payouts, we highlighted Huset's weekly payout and how good that actually was. We talked about how much Huset's was paying for weekly racing in comparison to that World of Outlaw payout scale. And we kind of hyped up Huset's for paying so well. I believe it was $200 to start the B main at Huset's on a weekly basis in comparison to a World of Outlaw event at Knoxville. So regardless, this just isn't good for this style of weekend that's supposed to pay the sport back to go this direction. And that was a post from earlier into today. Hopefully it doesn't go any higher. Hopefully it doesn't go any higher. Anyways, I guess we could check the chat. Has anyone even came into the chat yet? I mean, does the chat exist tonight? I'm not sure. It is kind of late. We do have $40 on Corey Day versus the field. We may have to go to the cell phone mirror to get it on the screen because I guess everybody in the world's tuning in. Hey, the A main is on flow and now everyone's turning in or maybe this is the buffering issues. We're still buffering over here on the flow department, but maybe that's what's happened. I'm not sure. Let me see here. I'm trying to find this Greg Gunderson post. They did have a full payout for the Dirt Car Nationals. I believe it is $3,000 to start this race. So a really good payout as well for the A main here at the Super Dirt Cup. And obviously the stage is now, everybody's watching the Super Dirt Cup because of the fact that, the Huset's weekend canceled. We just went back green racing. If please do not tell me if you're ahead. Let's see here. Nope, we don't need that. We need this one. Yeah, we may have to mirror the phone. We are mirroring the phone now. Let's see if we can get this. But these are those other pictures. I wanted to show y'all this. This is pretty insane what's happening here. Hold on just a second. We're connecting. I want to, maybe the cell phone will be a little farther ahead. Now we got to do it with the commercial. Good job, Flo. Good job, Flo. Money on both sides of the aisle for Flo Racing. But anyways, here are the pictures, the other ones. This is where this photo came from. Greg Gunderson, once again, GRI Race Products. And this is crazy, guys. This is out there. So that's one of the images, but he has more. You can kind of see where the victory lane has went up. And this was 14 hours ago, so this was this morning. That is crazy. Wow. Yeah, there's Greg. He is not happy about that. So we do have the bet. Chaz When is the 250 makeup or 250K makeup? What are you hearing? It's a question mark right now, guys. I know a lot of people are shouting for week after or sometime after the Knoxville Nationals because they do like I believe they do like a little swing. I mean, we could look at the schedule and see, but the problem for the week after the Knoxville Nationals is that pretty much everyone, with high limit in particular, good cars, good fast cars, they'll be going straight to California because the high limit schedule. And the reason this matters is the high limit schedule bent around the High Bank Nationals. The high limit schedule bends around Knoxville. It bends around the Kings Royal. So these are these off weekends when there's that freedom factor that I kind of make jokes about. It's really just off weekends for big outlaw events. And this was one of them. So you see here, the weekend after, hold on, let's see here. Yeah, the weekend after the Knoxville Nationals, High Limits Racing in California. That's when they have their big swing through California. $200,000 races. There's going to be a $100,000 race at the Gold Cup. And I also believe that the Skagit Nationals in August 31st is $100,000 as well. So these guys are going to go this direction. And then when you look at the World of Outlaw schedule, we are almost going green. I'm not going to look at the chat. But you look at the World of Outlaw schedule, and the weekend after they go to Jackson Motorplex. I don't know. Obviously, we had our issues by asking if this Jackson Nationals was going to happen this year at last year's event. Is this, I don't want to say this out loud, but is this a scenario where this event gets traded out? If anyone has the power to do that, it would be the group at Huset's, because obviously the ownership group of Huset's is the ownership group of Jackson. Obviously, the reason I even had the question or was bombarded by people at Jackson last year, by fans, teams, drivers, was due to the lack of fans at the event last year, in most people's opinion, and then also the lack of vehicles, in a sense. Obviously, Huset's, if they were to reschedule the High Banks Nationals, there's going to be a lot of people there. There's obviously going to be probably a lot of cars there, even if High Limit goes to the West Coast. We have a hell of a show going on right now between Zeb Wise and Corey Day. They are just sliding it for the lead. My $40 is going down the drain. Jeez. This is not good. Corey Day did just take the lead and pull away. This is not good for my $40, but yeah, it doesn't look good for the Huset High Bank Nationals. I'm not sure where else they would slide it. Maybe a swap, maybe a trade here. That I don't know. Once again, you don't really have an option at most tracks when you rain out to trade with another track's event for your big event. But I think that there is that option on the table here for Jackson. I think that is the case for sure. Will it happen? That's the question. So you have Day leading. Cole Macedo is swapping it up with Zeb Wise now. They're actually going at it pretty good. I can't believe I might have to be cheering for Cole Macedo to go track down and beat Corey Day. But with 23 laps to go and he's the car faster than Corey Day, he might be our only hope. Jason Sowald is starting to pedal the bottom, and he is moving. Jason Sowald, this is the legendary king of this area of the country. Jason Sowald is tiptoeing the bottom, just went around Sanders, just went around Zeb Wise. So he is going around Macedo now. Zeb Wise sees the bottom. Now they're 3 wide for second. Zeb Wise just floated the middle and passed both of them. Oh, my. Oh, Jason Sowell just got a heart attack or something and jumped on the binders. Macedo was making some evasive maneuvers. So Zeb Wise regained second, going 3 wide off of 4. Corey Day is off of 4 right now at the line. Second place, I would assume, is just now at the line. So they're a full corner behind Corey Day. Corey Day is destroying the field, 18 laps to go. Now, a lot of people were saying it was a good bet to pick the field versus Day because they thought Corey Day was overdriving the car, was going to eat a tire up or maybe damage his car. But the cushion is not as high as it was the last few nights. It's not as abrasive either, I would say. It does not look as abrasive. Now, Zeb Wise, it seems like, has caught another groove. He's pulled away from Macedo and Sanders, who has moved into 3rd and 4th now. So, your leader is Day. Second is Wise, who's found another groove, it looks like. 3rd is Macedo. 4th, Sanders. 5th is Jason Sowald. We are 14 to go, just past the halfway mark. I believe it was a 30-lap race. 14 to go, though. That's not good. We're almost at B main territory. 13 this time by. It's not looking good for the $40. Where's Mark Besaw? You're going to be collecting. Yeah, Kyle, it's not looking good. This is not looking good, Kyle. 12 to go. Running order has not changed. There has not been a caution yet either in this race. Speak of the devil, I feel like. Corey Day is lapping Chase Johnson and Tanner Holmes. Holmes unlaps himself. 10 to go. Zeb Wise is exiting 2. Corey Day is entering 3. Full straightaway, solid full straightaway lead for Corey Day at this point. Yeah, if there's not a caution or something catastrophic for Corey Day, the $40 is gone, guys. Corey Day now going to lap Chase Johnson. Devin Borden is the next car to lap. They are 3 wide. They are dicing it up for position, Devin Borden and these other drivers. Day just tries to split the middle. He just drove through the middle of the track to get around Borden. Now he's dealing with the other 2 cars. 6 laps to go. Yes, this is not good, guys, for the $40. There went the gas tank, Mark. Well, Zeb Wise has caught him just a little bit. Do not tell me in the chat. I'm not looking at the chat anymore now. Yeah, and Corey Day is just splicing traffic like a professional. I mean, there just doesn't seem to be any hope for anyone else here. Corey Day has lost me a lot of money in betting for him. I mean, I lost the money, $1,000 to the Kofoy bet, which may or may not have actually happened. But I did win money with Corey Day the other day. I bet $20 that he would him versus the field, and I won that bet. But it is not looking good. It looks like the double or nothing bet is going to be literally double or and nothing at this point. Oh, God. There it is. I was going to go to Cedar Lake. There went the gas tank, guys. Gas tank's gone. Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah, they say he's the next Larson. I see it. Corey Day Dirt Cup champion. I see it. Rub it in. Mark Besall's not even here to rub it in my face. Nothing 4th of July might not. Ooh, somebody just said that with the high limit date. There currently is nothing on 4th of July. That is the 1 week they had off. I think high limit is off, but I think PA Speed Weeks is happening then. Isn't that happening as well? I believe PA Speed Week is happening. High limit is off. They have their race coming up this weekend at Lucas Oil. Let's see. I believe that's PA Speed Week though, which obviously didn't superiorly, I get a lot of PA cars for not being on PA Speed Week. That didn't happen. But yes, so that would be up against PA Speed Week if you did July 4th weekend, but it's not like that's a bad choice, technically. I don't think it's a horrible choice in particular. I saw day wins. Over here rubbing it in my face, talking about how much it is and isn't. Green light's on. Anyways, yes, that the July 4th weekend is PA Speed Week. Which PA Speed Week does start this weekend. So this coming up weekend, not this one, but next weekend, you'll have Cedar Lake, PA Speed Week, and the Lucas Oil High Limit event. So that's currently the situation on hand. It's a little late to be here. I know who won at Tri-City. It's not Tri-City, by the way. It's Tri-State, Kyle. They definitely got plenty of fireworks. Who you think was going to win? 62,000. You think they would let someone else win? I mean, there is somebody being put up there on the pedestal. I mean, did y'all see those starts the other day in the heat races? Oh my God. They definitely looked the other way. So Corey Day getting out of the car. He did win it. He did dominate it. No, Tri-State, Tri-City is not the same thing. Tri-City is an okay racetrack with questionable management. Tri-State is one of the best racetracks in the country with an amazing management staff. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it. $40 down the drain. We got to learn the hard way tonight. It is late. Like I said, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're still recouping from the mariachi band last night. In the green drink, the lettuce, liquid lettuce. That's a hell of a name. We need to copyright the liquid lettuce right now. 59 watching, only 7 likes. I know this is how it goes. No love. Boat races at Huset. Stay tuned. It's a bad time to rub it in. Your name being Jerkface makes sense now. When it was halfway up and, guys were driving rent-a-campers into the water trying to make it, you laugh at that. But when everybody's gone and the whole track's about to go underwater, you got to back her off now, Jerkface. Now is not the time. What are your thoughts on River Cities? Oh, it's a really good track. I wish they didn't cut the banking. Of course, that's the track where the car landed on the light pole or whatever pole that was, and they cut the banking to the track. But River Cities is a good track. I wish it would widen up more on the outlaw races, but I mean, it wasn't bad this year. I think I've seen better races in the past than I have in the last few years. Obviously, a lot of people thought that the Larson race where he beat Logan Schuchart coming through the in or after coming through the infield was amazing, but that was just one guy, kinda. Um, I just wish they hadn't cut the banking. That would have been nice. Huset has been underwater 20 times or 2 times. Does I say 2? Sorry, the heart's blocking it. 20 times. Wow. Chaz, you look better than I thought you would. You should have saw me at what my hair this morning was interesting. It looked like I was Sammy Hagar, but a few strands short. The hair was up. I almost wore it like that on the show. That was pure domination by Corey Day. But once again, I said it on the show last night. The way Corey Day showed up to the West Coast and put it on everybody is a rude awakening for the West Coast. I mean, there's 20 guys on a Corey Day level. I said the same thing when Macri went to PA earlier in the year and just put it on the PA guys. And Anthony Macri won the $22,000 race tonight. But it's the same thing here, guys. You thought you might have been fast when you were just racing yourselves. But one guy, it is Corey Day, he is good. And Zeb Wise, I guess. You could add him to the list. Come out there. Zeb Wise is average. Zeb Wise is not on Corey Day's level. I think most people would agree with this. But you got Zeb Wise, which there's probably 40 guys as fast as him. And then there's 20 guys as fast as Corey Day. And they both just came in there and dominated the damn race. I mean, Sanders showed some strength. Cole Macedo showed some strength. But outside of that, these guys just came in and destroyed y'all's entire roster on the West Coast. So a rude awakening that even if you think you're winning these West Coast races, you think you're feeling fast, looking fast, you really ain't fast right now over there on the West Coast. So hopefully by the time High Limit and the Outlaws come that way, y'all will be able to have a little bit of y'all will work or improve by the time the next swing comes, or when the swing. This is a huge swing after Knoxville all the way through the Outlaw swing as well. So about a month and a half. Hey, Chaz, are you supposed to fight some dude at Gold Cup? That was some juiced up, like, micro sprint racer, 19. I don't listen to those people who want to fight. Those people don't register on the scale to me. I have seen Chaz first thing in the morning after a big night in Lismore. A shell of his true self. Imagine that. Yeah, it was weird to wake up in that barn. Apparently the first house in Lismore, Australia, and a guy has horses that act like dogs. It was creepy, man. No, they're not slow motion on the West Coast. I don't know what that means. No, they're not slow motion on the West Coast. I mean, these guys did just come in there and dominate y'all's entire roster. There's 60 guys on these people's level of Zeb Wise and Corey Day. There's 20 guys on Corey Day's level, maybe 15. There's 30 to 40 that are on Zeb Wise's level, and they came in there and ran 1-2. It's not good for y'all. So Corey Day, Zeb Wise, Cole Macedo, top 3. I believe 4th was Sanders. 5th was Sowald. So, yeah. Corey Day is high limit to boot. Yeah, he is high limit to boot. He did just win the Outlaws at Knoxville, so he is looking very stout. But Zeb Wise ain't Corey Day. And Zeb Wise put it on y'all's guys, too. That was the number 1 point, man, after the first 2 days was Zeb Wise. It would have been probably Corey Day with them without the flat the Thursday night. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it is kind of late. We were just going to get on here for a little bit. Said I would get on here live for the race. We highlighted the updates with Husets and stuff like that. So I guess that's it. Early night, turner in. Well, not early. It's just late for these West Coast races. You got to be up till, 3 in the morning to have a post-race show if you wanted one. But anyways, I guess thanks for tuning in the show. $40 being sent to Mark B. Saul here soon. And, yeah, hopefully Husets will dry up and we'll figure out when a makeup date will be made. It will be interesting. And, yes, I did catch the Ryan Bernal, Shane Golobic fan vote, which, how? Didn't make too much sense to me either. But whatever. It's their circus. It's their circus. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll probably be having a show tomorrow. We got to update the points from tonight into the national standings, so that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. And who knows? We'll see about Cedar Lake. We are in discussions to potentially go up to Cedar Lake this weekend. We will know more come tomorrow. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you later.